What up, gang? What up, squad? It's your boy, Ethereus, the realist, the coolest, the chillest young king. Only two platforms as we speak. Welcome back to a lit banger, man. Y'all, bro, I got the window open, and this is the best I've looked in all my videos, man. I'm gonna buy a light from Best Buy, I promise. But for right now, this is gonna have to do, man. But we got 10 fathers who took revenge on child, predators. I don't want to say it because it's probably gonna get yellow marked anyway. But 10 fathers who took revenge, man. I'm a father, so I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just feel like God's justice ain't happening fast enough. Now I believe in Christ, I believe in God, and I do believe in His justice. But sometimes you just feel like you got to take things in your own hands. It's not right. I'm not saying it's right, but it happens. Okay. And like I said, I'm a father, so trust me, I know how it go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and react to this, man. If you're new, subscribe, like the video, comment some more bangers y'all want me to check out. If you want more videos like this, you know what to do. Hit that comment section below and let your boy know. And let's go ahead and hear what my boys got to say.
Child predators are among the most heinous criminals, causing unimaginable harm to the innocent. In a world where justice often feels elusive, there have been instances where fathers have taken matters into their own hands, seeking retribution for the unspeakable acts committed against their children. These men, driven by love and a burning desire for vengeance, have displayed remarkable bravery and determination. Let's take a look at 10 fathers who took revenge against child predators.
Here you go.
Gary Plosh, an ordinary American father from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, found himself thrust into a nightmare scenario when his 11-year-old son, Jody Plosh, was abducted by their trusted family friend, Jeff Doucet. Doucet, a karate instructor, had gained the family's trust before spiraling into a twisted obsession with Jody. What followed was a shocking series of events that culminated in Gary Plosh taking matters into his own hands in a quest for vengeance. On February 19, 1984, Doucet lured Jody away under the pretense of a short ride, promising his mother they would return in 15 minutes. Unbeknownst to Jody's family, Doucet had sinister intentions. He took Jody to California, changing his appearance and subjecting him to sexual assault in a motel room. The authorities were alerted when Jody managed to make a phone call to his parents, and Doucet was subsequently apprehended. It was during Doucet's return to Baton Rouge.
Shout out to that little dude, man, because a lot of people, when they're in that position, they scared. They don't even want to move. You feel me? But he bossed up and out of there. Shout out to him.
Rouge, that Gary Plosh took action. In the airport's arrivals hall, Plosh, disguised with a cap and sunglasses, made a call while a local news crew prepared to film Doucet's arrival. As the police escort passed by, Plosh pulled out a gun and shot Doucet in the head, an act caught on camera.
Bro, did y'all hear that? He about to beat him up, or like he shot him in the he unalived this man. I can't say that I don't understand. Listen.
Doucet's arrival. As the police escort passed by, Plosh pulled out a gun and shot Doucet in the head, an act caught on camera. The aftermath of the shooting sparked a fierce debate regarding Plosh's actions. While some believed he had acted as any loving parent would in the face of such heinous crimes, others viewed him as a reckless vigilante who took justice into his own hands. Plosh's trial further amplified this divide, with supporters arguing that his actions were justified due to the trauma inflicted upon his son. Ultimately, Plosh's fate lay in the hands of the justice system. His attorney argued that the careful grooming Doucet had employed and the psychological toll of his son's kidnapping had pushed Plosh into a state where he could not distinguish right from wrong. Despite the moral ambiguity surrounding the case, the local community overwhelmingly supported.
Bro, I would have went to prison a hero, bro. I would have went to prison a hero. I always said the only thing I'll go to prison for or die for is my kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? And my mama, my brothers, of course. But for my kids, I'll do 100 years if I had to. You know, I don't want to. I don't. I'm telling you straight up. I don't want to. I don't want to have to go to. I don't have to do none of that. But for my kids, without a second thought.
Supported Plosh, believing he acted out of love for his child. The judge presiding over the trial ultimately decided against sending Plosh to jail. Recognizing the complex circumstances, he opted for 5 years of probation and 300 hours of community service instead. Plosh returned to a relatively normal life, keeping a low profile until his passing in 2014. Jody Plosh, the victim of Doucet's assault, sought solace and healing in the aftermath.
Jorge has always put the ones he loves
Shout out
first,
to that
but when
dude,
it comes
man.
to caring for his teeth, he's letting
of the events. He wrote a book titled Why Gary Why to share his story and help parents protect their children from similar ordeals. Jody, an avid cook, also turned to sharing his culinary passions online. While he has come to terms with his past, Jody still grapples with reminders of the horrific events, as people often label his father a hero rather than focusing on his own accomplishments. The case of Gary Plosh continues to evoke strong emotions and raises profound questions about the boundaries of justice and the lengths a parent might go to protect their child. Andrei Bambursky. Andrei Bambursky was devastated when he received the news that his 14-year-old daughter, Kalinka, had died. The circumstances surrounding her death seemed suspicious, and Andrei couldn't accept that her killer had gotten away with murder. He embarked on a lifelong mission to seek justice for his daughter. In July 1982, Andrei received a call from his ex-wife, Daniele, informing him of Kalinka's death in Lindau, Germany. Kalinka had died in her sleep, according to Daniele, and an autopsy was yet to be conducted. However, Andrei soon discovered that Kalinka's stepfather, Dr. Dieter Krombach, had found her body and had given conflicting accounts of the events leading to her death. The initial autopsy raised red flags. Kalinka's body showed signs of sexual assault with torn vaginal tissue and injection marks on her arms, legs, and throat. However, the local authorities didn't pursue further investigations, and Krombach, a prominent doctor, was never formally interviewed. The official cause of death was attributed to heart failure, possibly due to sunstroke from windsurfing. Andrei refused to accept the findings and dedicated his life to exposing Krombach's involvement. He demanded a second autopsy, but when Kalinka's body was exhumed, her sexual organs had been removed, preventing further testing. Professor Spahn, who reviewed the autopsy report, discredited Krombach's testimony, suggesting that the injections had been administered at a different time than claimed. Facing authorities' unwillingness to reopen the case, Andrei took matters into his own hands. He traveled to Germany and distributed leaflets to Krombach's neighbors, accusing him of raping and killing his daughter. Krombach retaliated with a defamation lawsuit and won damages, but Andrei refused to pay. Years of relentless campaigning eventually led to murder charges being filed against Krombach. In 1995,
Bro, I'm not. I would have rose suspicion about Krombach, whatever. It would have rose suspicion from the jump. But I'm guessing because he was a doctor and they thought he was a good guy, that he would never do nothing like this. But the real dad knew better, bro. That's why it's tough, man. It's real tough. It's hard raising your kids in separate households because you know you have to deal with that type of stuff, right? Have to worry about another man harming your child. The woman can say, I'm not gonna let that happen. Bro, what are you gonna do if a grown man come and knock your ass out? What are you gonna do? You're not gonna do shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's tough, man. You just gotta pray to God and pray that it don't happen to your kid. Hey, hush.
He was tried in absentia and sentenced to 15 years in prison, but Germany refused to extradite him. Krombach continued living a comfortable life, even as more women came forward with allegations of being drugged and assaulted by him. Andrei refused to give up. He hired private detectives to track Krombach, who had changed residences and phone numbers. Frustrated by the slow wheels of justice, Andrei orchestrated the abduction of Krombach from his home in Bavaria and had him delivered to Mulhouse, France, where he was found by the police. France charged Krombach in connection to Kalinka's death and refused Germany's demands for his return. Krombach's trial faced numerous attempts to halt it, but they were unsuccessful. In the end, he was found guilty of deliberate violence leading to involuntary death and sentenced to 15 years in prison. This marked the culmination of Andrei's decades-long pursuit of justice. He faced trial himself for his role in the abduction, but received a one-year suspended jail sentence. Andrei's unwavering determination and perseverance were commended by the prosecutor, who acknowledged his courage. With Krombach's conviction, Andrei felt a sense of closure and could finally mourn for his daughter, knowing that justice had been served in her memory. The case became one of the most remarkable cross-border judicial disputes in legal history. Paramjit Singh. The incident unfolded in Bathinda district, India, when the father, Paramjit Singh, confronted the 17-year-old accused non-relative, Parminder Singh, during a court hearing. Seeking a compromise, the father reportedly offered Parminder a ride back to their village on his motorcycle. However, the encounter took a horrifying turn when they got near Jamba village. The enraged father tied Parminder to a tree and launched a brutal attack on him with a sharp-edged weapon, ultimately severing both of the accused's hands. Local authorities swiftly responded to the scene, and Parminder was rushed to Bathinda Civil Hospital in critical condition. Doctors at the hospital hospital, having received the severed limbs from the police, attended to Parminder's injuries. Meanwhile, the father's audacious act ignited a heated debate about the limits of justice and the consequences of taking the law into one's own hands. Paramjit Singh was arrested near the crime scene at Jumba village the following day. During preliminary interrogation, Paramjit allegedly confessed to premeditating the crime, as he had brought a rope and a sharp-edged weapon with him. The chilling
Straight up.
revelation has further fueled the shock and outrage surrounding the incident. Authorities filed an attempt to murder case against Paramjit Singh under Section 307 of the Indian Penal Code, IPC. The accused rapist, Parminder Singh, received medical treatment at Faridkot's Guru Gobind Singh Medical College and Hospital until his condition stabilized. The incident ignited conversations about the limits of justice and the desperate measures individuals may resort to in the face of perceived injustices against their loved ones.
Yeah,
Supporters
of course.
argued that the
How can you get mad at that type of stuff, man? You can't. Something happened to your family member, especially your child. Man, motherfuckers move heaven and earth for their children. What do they expect?
father's actions were driven by his anguish and the failure of the justice system to adequately protect his daughter. Critics, on the other hand, stressed the importance of due process in maintaining the rule of law. While the incident raises challenging questions about the lengths one can go to seek justice, it also highlights the urgent need for a robust legal system that can address heinous crimes and protect victims. The case serves as a stark reminder of the deeply entrenched issues surrounding
Man, they gotta go.
sexual violence and the desperate measures some may resort to in their quest for retribution. Jason Browning.
For sure.
In a gripping tale that
That sounds-
captivated the
Jason
world, an
Browning.
18-year-old named Raymond Frolander found himself facing the wrath of a furious father, Jason Browning, after allegedly molesting the man's 11-year-old child. The incident took a dramatic turn when Browning caught Frolander in the act, unleashing a brutal assault that left the offender unconscious. The story that unfolded captured the attention of millions.
He caught him in the act. He's lucky he didn't murk him. Because if it was me, I would have until the light left your eyes, my guy. You feel me? Catch him in the act. Now, it's horrible. It's horrible it was already happening. But that's going to be the last thing you remember before you leave this earth.
Culminating in Frolander's sentencing to 25 years in
Ooh, look
prison.
at his face.
Frolander, realizing the gravity of this situation, opted to take a plea deal to avoid a potential
Look at
life
his
sentence.
face.
Pleaded no contest to the charge of lewd or lascivious molestation of
Damn.
a child, marking a significant moment in this chilling case. News outlets worldwide highlighted the shocking photographs of
face.
Frolander's battered face, a visual testament to the violent encounter he endured at the hands of the child's enraged father. Browning's unwavering determination to protect his child was evident when he made the gut-wrenching call to the authorities, stating, "I just walked in and found a grown man molesting my child, and I got him in a bloody puddle for you right now."
I just walked in and found a grown man molesting, and I got him in a bloody puddle for you right now, officer.
Although the father was not charged with the assault,
Real
he made it
nigga.
clear that he would have taken even more extreme measures if it weren't for his son's intervention. During the trial, it was revealed that Frolander had been like a family member to the boy, further intensifying the shock and horror surrounding the case. Police Chief Mike Chitwood described the long-standing abuse, stating that Frolander had been molesting the child for an extended period. The
Really?
heinous nature of the crimes committed against an innocent young boy only served to heighten the public's outrage. Despite concerns of vigilantism, the father's actions resonated with countless individuals who understood the depth of his love and protectiveness towards his child. Chitwood, both a police chief and a father himself, expressed understanding and support for the father's extreme response. The emotional complexity of the situation ignited passionate debates about the limits of justice and the lengths one can go to safeguard their loved ones. As the trial reached its conclusion, Frolander received his sentencing. In addition to the 25-year prison term, he was mandated to register as a sex offender for life. Furthermore, once released, he would be required to wear a GPS monitor, ensuring that his movements were closely tracked.
Wow.
The verdict brought a sense of closure to Browning, who believed that Frolander would finally understand the magnitude of his crimes during his time behind bars. The harrowing tale of Raymond Frolander's assault and subsequent imprisonment serves as a chilling reminder of the horrors of child molestation
Hey, he gonna get beat up like that in prison, bro, because they don't play like that.
and the raw emotions that can erupt when confronted with
They
such a
don't play.
violation. It underscores the importance of protecting the vulnerable and holding perpetrators accountable for their heinous acts. While the story evokes mixed emotions and raises complex ethical questions, it stands as a testament to the unwavering unwavering love of a parent and the pursuit of justice in the face of unimaginable atrocities. Jesus Mora Flores. In the peaceful town of Shiner, Texas, a horrifying incident unfolded that would test the limits of a father's love and provoke a community's unwavering support. On a remote family ranch, a 23-year-old father discovered the unimaginable, his 5-year-old daughter being molested by a hired ranch helper, Jesus Mora Flores. In a frantic emergency call that has since gripped the nation,
guy was raping my daughter and I beat him up and I don't know.
the father pleaded for help while simultaneously defending his child. As the father's desperate cries for assistance echoed through the phone lines, his emotions grew increasingly frenzied. He confessed to having beat up the man who had violated his daughter and implored the dispatcher to hurry as Flores's life hung in the balance. The father's anguish was palpable as he expressed his confusion and despair, exclaiming, "Come on, this guy is going to die on me. I don't know what to do." The Lavaca County grand jury would later determine that the father's actions were justified. They declined to indict him, echoing the conclusions of the police who had reviewed the evidence. The grand jury recognized that the father had acted within his rights to protect his daughter, authorizing the use of deadly force to ensure her safety. It was revealed that the attack...
That's legit. I respect that. If something wrong, if something happened to your kid and you can use deadly force and not go to prison, oh man. I mean, I would do it anyway. But y'all, bro, he caught him in the act. What you expect? All this shit is normal. It's all like I would expect it. If somebody hurting your kid and you a father, man, you better not let them walk away. At least be able to walk away. They better gotta crawl or get picked up. You feel me?
attack took place on the family's secluded ranch, far away from prying eyes. Witnesses reported seeing Flores forcibly carrying the girl into a secluded area, triggering the father's instincts and driving him to save his child. Rushing toward his daughter's terrified screams, the father confronted Flores and unleashed a series of blows to the man's head and neck, ultimately ending his life. When emergency crews arrived at the scene, they discovered Flores's lifeless body, his pants and underwear pulled down, a grim testament to the hate.
Damn, he got murked. He passed away. Hell yeah. Oh, shh.
To the man's head and neck, ultimately ending his life. When emergency crews arrived at the scene,
Damn, hold on.
Witnesses reported seeing Flores forcibly carrying the girl into a secluded area, triggering the father's instincts and driving him to save his child. Rushing toward his daughter's terrified screams, the father confronted Flores and unleashed a series of blows to the man's head and neck, ultimately ending his life. When emergency crews arrived at the scene, they discovered Flores's lifeless body, his pants and underwear pulled down, a grim testament to the heinous acts he had committed. Meanwhile, the traumatized girl was rushed to the hospital, where medical examinations and witness accounts corroborated her father's story of sexual molestation. Throughout the intense legal proceedings that followed, the father remained silent, supported by his attorney, Vianne Heuser, who fiercely protected the family's privacy. Heuser emphasized that her client, a peaceful individual, had no intention of killing anyone on that fateful day. The father's actions were driven solely by his instinct to shield his child from harm. While the tragedy shook the
Bro, I got a 5-year-old right now. She's over there playing. If anybody touch her, bro, you gonna go meet the devil. Yeah, we'll
small community of Shiner, its residents rallied behind the father, acknowledging the depth of his love and understanding the lengths to which a parent would go to protect their family. Neighbors spoke of the father's easygoing nature and recounted his respectful gestures, such as seeking permission to search their properties. They believed that no jury in the town would convict him. Shiner, known as the cleanest little city in Texas, prided itself on its idyllic charm. Yet the shocking incident served as a reminder that even the most tranquil places can be marred by unspeakable acts. The community recognized that the father had already endured enough, understanding the lifelong trauma that his daughter and he would carry. As the town of Shiner grappled with the aftermath of this tragic event, support poured in for the father and his family. They became a symbol of a parent's unwavering love and the lengths one would go to protect their child. The story of the father's heroic stand would forever serve as a reminder of the strength and resilience that can arise from the darkest of circumstances. In the end, justice was served, but the scars left behind would be a constant reminder of the harrowing ordeal endured by a father who bravely fought to save his daughter, Eduardo Gallo. In the scorching summer of 2000, Eduardo Gallo's world shattered when his beloved daughter Paola vanished from their weekend home in Tepoztlan, Mexico. Consumed by fear and desperation, Gallo's worst nightmares became a horrifying reality when he received a call from ruthless gang members demanding an exorbitant ransom for her safe return. Driven by a father's love, Gallo scraped together every penny he had, handing over $18,500 in precious jewelry to the criminals. But his desperate efforts were in vain, for Paola's lifeless body was discovered a week later.
Oh, bro. Damn. Oh, that's so sad. That's another one of my fears. Somebody taking my kid on ransom. Like, how do they know? Austin. That's why, like, when I make it big, bro. For one, I'm gonna make, like, my kids don't go nowhere without me or my baby mama. They don't go outside. None of that. All right. Now I'm gonna make sure they always got, some eyes on them or whatever. But when you do that, when you're in that position, you need proof of life before you give them anything. Because if I can't get proof of life, like right up to where we about to meet up, then I'm not giving you shit. You know what I'm saying? That's messed up.
The weight of Gallo's grief was immeasurable. Paola had suffered a tragic fate, shot in the back and the neck, her final moments filled with unimaginable terror. Although 3 suspects had been apprehended swiftly, the actual triggerman responsible for Paola's death remained at large. Determined to achieve justice for his daughter, Gallo made a life-altering decision. He shut down his consulting firm and embarked on a solitary mission to track down the killer. At Paola's funeral, Gallo's heart-wrenching words echoed through the somber gathering, paying homage to his beloved child. "I will always love you, my adored child," he said. "Thank you for your smile and your caresses. Thank you for your songs and your happiness and your love of life. You always lighted the path so I could distinguish between justice and vengeance." For the following year, Gallo transformed into an unlikely detective, relentlessly pursuing leads and meticulously analyzing phone records. His investigations uncovered a chilling truth. A staggering 90% of kidnappings in Mexico go unreported, as the victims' loved ones live in paralyzing fear of ruthless retribution. Paola's abduction had taken place within the confines of her parents' home, violated by audacious intruders. After pillaging the house, the criminals snatched Paola and made their escape in stolen cars. Astoundingly, Gallo not only identified the mastermind behind his daughter's tragic demise, but also played a pivotal role in leading authorities to him. The tenacious sleuth traced one of the kidnappers to a payphone used after the abduction. With this vital clue in hand, the police meticulously orchestrated a stakeout, resulting in the arrest of 28-year-old Francisco Zamora Arellano. In a testament to Gallo's tireless pursuit of justice, Arellano ultimately confessed to his heinous crime. Eduardo Gallo's unwavering determination exemplified the spirit of a real-life vigilante. His relentless pursuit of truth and justice unraveled the web of deceit, exposing the dark underbelly of Mexico's kidnapping epidemic. In the face of unimaginable grief, Gallo harnessed his pain to become a beacon of hope for countless others who had suffered silently. The impact of Gallo's pursuit extended beyond his tragedy. It shed light on the harrowing reality faced by victims and their families, igniting a nationwide conversation about the need for comprehensive measures to combat the scourge of kidnappings. Although the void left by Paola's absence could never be filled, Gallo's determination carved a path for justice to prevail. His courageous actions exemplified the unwavering love of a father, a force that transcends boundaries and propels individuals to extraordinary lengths. Eduardo Gallo's legacy would forever stand as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the indomitable power of a parent's love.
1,000.
Kenneth Faulkner, Maury County, Tennessee. A father's protective instincts led to a shocking confrontation when Kenneth Faulkner took matters into his own hands after learning that Thomas Williams, a man accused of soliciting his 2 young daughters, would face just 3 years of supervised probation as punishment. Faulkner's fury boiled over, resulting in a violent encounter that left the community divided. Faulkner, a devoted father in his 30s, had suspected sexual abuse and promptly reported it to the Columbia Police Department last December. His daughters, age 4 and 7, were related to Williams through marriage. The gravity of the situation weighed heavily on Faulkner, who was determined to ensure justice was served. In March, a Maury County grand jury indicted Williams on 2 counts of solicitation of a minor, a charge that involves unlawfully persuading or enticing a person under the age of 18 to engage in sexual activity.
How do you not get charged with molestation or the R word if they gonna give you that? They might as well give you everything.
Williams was arrested in April and held on a $2,000 bond
That's
before
it?
making bail on the same day. The news of Williams' guilty plea, which would not result in any jail time, unleashed a storm of anger within Faulkner. Fueled by emotions he could no longer contain, Faulkner confronted Williams directly. Describing the encounter, Faulkner recalled, "He opened the door and came outside, and I asked..."
Running low? From break room supplies to cleaning products
About to
and
beat that
more,
old man
when
up.
you need
him, "Why did you do it to my children?" And all he could say was he didn't know. "I kicked his butt." According to the police report, Williams admitted that Faulkner had punched him in the face and forcefully pushed him down the stairs. Subsequently, Faulkner continued the assault, striking Williams multiple times. The severity of the confrontation sent Williams to a local hospital. Circuit Court Judge Robert Jones defended the sentence, emphasizing that Williams was not charged with any physical contact with the children and suggesting he
crazy.
may be suffering from dementia. However, Faulkner and several family members rallied outside the
Care?
Morgan County Courthouse in protest, demanding harsher punishment for the accused predator. The emotional case has ignited a firestorm of support for Faulkner, with social media platforms buzzing in solidarity. While the confrontation between Faulkner and Williams has sparked debate within the community, it underscores the profound responsibility parents bear in safeguarding their children. Faulkner's actions have reignited the conversation about the adequacy of punishments for crimes against minors and the need for justice to be swift and uncompromising. Roberto Rubio. In a Palm Beach County town, a father's love sparked a fire of righteous fury, forever altering the lives of those involved. When his 13-year-old daughter tearfully disclosed unspeakable horrors, the protective instincts of a father surged, propelling him into a daunting quest for justice. Roberto Rubio, known as Salvador on the streets, was no stranger to the family. He was once friends that shared meals and conversations. The darkness within him shattered their
Be the ones that's in your inner circle. I don't trust nobody. Not a soul. Take it how you want it.
trust. The girl's mother, her identity concealed, mustered the courage to contact authorities, but her husband took matters into his own hands upon hearing the news. With adrenaline pumping through his veins, the father raced home from work, a single purpose etched in his mind. Determined to bring the perpetrator to justice, he embarked on a relentless search, eventually finding Rubio hiding in his car. What ensued was a chilling confrontation that blurred the lines between vengeance and the pursuit of righteousness. Amid heated arguments and a struggle for control, a box cutter emerged, serving as a stark reminder of the father's desperation. His intention wasn't to harm Rubio, but to deliver him into the hands of the law. However, justice proved to be a double-edged sword. Deputies, responding to the victim's mother's call, arrived at the scene only to arrest both the accused rapist and the valiant father. A bewildering turn of events unfolded, entangling the hero of the story within the very system he sought to uphold. Neighbors, aware of the father's actions, rallied behind him, acknowledging the depths of a father's love and the unwavering need to protect one's child. They united their voices, declaring that any father in his position would have done the same. Yet the complexities of the law remained indifferent to the righteous fury that propelled him. Roberto Rubio was put behind bars in Palm Beach County Jail, facing charges of sexual assault. The weight of his crimes cast a shadow over the community, leaving a lingering sense of vulnerability and the bitter taste of betrayal. Meanwhile, the father, after enduring immense struggles to secure his bond, awaited his day in court. His unwavering actions were a testament to the lengths parents go to shield their children from harm. Serves as a poignant reminder of the tumultuous landscapes that unfold within the hearts of those who love. Barry Laprelle Gilton and Lupe Mercado. Barry Gilton, a man with a deep love for basketball, dedicated his life to making a difference in San Francisco's Fillmore district. He worked as a recreational director at the Ella Hill Hutch Community Center, where he mentored children, organized sports programs, and even coached a youth basketball team called the San Francisco Rebels. But behind the scenes, the Fillmore community was plagued by rival gangs, creating a dark underbelly to the neighborhood Barry called home. Barry grew up on Central Avenue, which fell within the territory controlled by the Central Divisadero Players, CDP, one of the prominent rival gangs in the district. While some of Barry's extended family members were associated with CDP, he did not actively engage in their criminal activities nor become a member of the gang. Barry eventually moved away from Fillmore and started a family with his partner, Lupe Mercado, raising 4 children including their daughter Letitia. Trouble found Letitia when she moved to Los Angeles at the age of 17 to escape the challenges she faced in school. It was there that she became involved with Calvin Sneed, a pimp who had no affiliation with CDP or its rivals. Initially, Sneed lured Letitia into prostitution under the guise of a romantic relationship, but soon resorted to threats and violence to keep her trapped in that world. Barry and Lupe discovered the horrifying truth about what Sneed had done to their daughter and desperately tried to convince her to return home to San Francisco. Despite their pleas, Letitia refused to leave Sneed's clutches. Frustrated and fearing for their daughter's safety, Barry made a decision that would change everything. He reached out to his cousin Antonio Gilton and his friend Alfonso Williams, both CDP members, for help in eliminating Sneed. Their plan succeeded on June 4th, 2012, when Sneed was on his way to pick up Letitia. California authorities initially charged Barry and Lupe with murder. However, on the eve of their trial, the United States Attorney, USA, decided to indict.
They murked him? Why don't they say it?
everything. He reached out to his cousin Antonio Gilton and his friend Alfonso Williams, both CDP members, for help in eliminating Sneed. Their plan succeeded on June 4th, 2012, when Sneed was on his way to pick up Letitia. California authorities initially charged Barry and Lupe with murder. However, on the eve of their trial, the United States Attorney, USA, decided to indict them under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, and the Violent Crimes in Aid of Racketeering Act, VICR. As a result, Barry and Lupe spent 5 to 6 years in federal prison before their trial even began due to the prosecution's strategy of first trying 9 CDP members, 4 of whom pled guilty. The jury acquitted Barry and Lupe of the Vicar murder charge, rejecting the argument that they had committed the crime to further their position in CDP. Although Barry was convicted under RICO for agreeing to conduct CDP's affairs through a pattern of racketeering, the district court granted his motion for a judgment of acquittal. The judge acknowledged Barry's participation in Sneed's murder, but concluded that there was no evidence connecting Barry to CDP's previous criminal activities or proving his intent to continue the racketeering after Sneed's death. The prosecution's case had several significant gaps and lacked crucial evidence. Even the testimony of a cooperating witness who had been a CDP member did not implicate Barry as a member or mention his involvement in the gang's criminal acts. Furthermore, stipulations signed by the AUSA's Assistant United States Attorneys explicitly stated that Barry and Lupe had not participated in any incidents associated with CDP. To secure a conviction under RICO conspiracy, the prosecution needed to prove that Barry had agreed to further the criminal enterprise's endeavors. However, the evidence fell short of meeting this burden. Barry's involvement in Sneed's murder alone did not establish his agreement to further CDP. The prosecution's arguments relied heavily on speculation rather than concrete evidence of Barry's intent to support the gang. Barry's connection to CDP was described as tenuous at best, and the prosecution failed to present sufficient evidence of his involvement in a second offense, which was necessary for a conviction. The district court's decision to grant Barry an acquittal was therefore justified. Barry Gilton's life took a dramatic turn when his daughter fell victim to a ruthless pimp. While his actions in seeking revenge against her abuser cannot be condoned, the evidence presented in court did not establish his membership in the rival gang or his intent to further their criminal activities. While some may not agree with these fathers who took the law into their own hands and sought revenge on child predators, their simple goal was to protect their children from harm. And if you think these cases made your blood boil while rooting for these dads, wait until you see what I discuss in this next video on your screen.
Bro, we're going to have to check this out probably. Depending on how good this video does, we're going to watch the worst, you know, it's whatever gets instant justice behind bars. Like the video, cause it was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all comment down below your thoughts, man. Do you understand where these fathers are coming from? I do. If you're a father or a mother, you do too. Now, every freaking video, every view better have a comment saying I agree or I understand, because ain't no way in hell these dudes should have been able to walk away free without getting some type of you know what? This is how it should be. If a person, hey, hush. If a person gets in trouble for molesting a kid, they should have to go like in like a pit with the parents. You feel me? And let the parents do what they do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand they should get the justice, go to prison, whatever, but give them 5 minutes, 10 minutes with the parents. That, I bet money they ain't gonna have that same energy, bro. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, man, if y'all new, subscribe, like the video, man. Comment some more bangers y'all want me to react to. Till next time, your boy is out. Deuces.